A very good evening, dear learners of class 10th. So, children, in this session, we will discuss the second poem of your English reader book, titled as Fire and Ice. So, again, children, the poem is written by the same American poet, Robert Frost. So, I already told you a few things about Frost in our previous video, right? So, Frost in this poem has again taken the same, planning, the same strategy of conveying a very big message in just two stanzas. In just two stanzas, I would say, in three lines only, right? So, fire and ice. Two metaphors are taken by Frost in this poem, as he has included the same in the title itself, fire and ice. I hope all of you know the literal meaning of fire and ice, but children, beware, in poetry we never have literal meanings. In fact, we are to go by the symbols, especially when we are tackling the poem of a poet like Frost, right? So, fire means something that has the capability to destroy, right? That has that capacity to ruin something, right? So he has talked of fire in this sense, and see what he says about ice. His idea of ice is to denote that cold attitude. Cold attitude, you may say, the attitude which is not kind towards others, the attitude which is not positive, which is not good enough, right? So, children, Fire and Ice is a poem in which Frost brings distinction between two things, fire and ice. It means he distinguishes two things. He brings a difference between two things, but he says that both these things are capable of destroying this world, capable of bringing destruction of this world, right? So, in this poem, he talks about a simple question, and that simple question is how this world will end, how this world will come to an end. So the poet says two things. First is fire can bring this world to destruction. Second, ice. Ice can also bring this world to destruction. So see how these things can bring destruction to this world he has portrayed in his poem. So reading the text, some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. So, in the first stanza, children, he has tried to make his own viewpoint. First, he says that in the opening line, that some of the people are of the view that this world will end due to fire. It means fire will play a vital role in the destruction of this world, right? Fire will play a vital role. Fire will play an important role in the destruction of this world, right? The poet relates fire to the human emotions of intense desire. Human emotions of intense desire include lust for something, unnecessary desire for something, and secondly, he compares ice to the cold attitude, to the hatred that is in the minds of people for other human beings. So, in the first stanza, Frost admits that if scientists have given two options, if scientists have given two answers, I would say, options or answers to the question about the destruction of this world, scientists' answer was either it would be destroyed by fire or by ice, right? Frost in the first stanza favors those people who hold the view that this world will be destroyed by fire, right? He holds the view that the world will come to an end due to fire, right? So as he says, from what I have tasted of desire, means Why he is giving this statement? Because he has experienced this in his life. He has experienced, he has seen that people have become mad due to their wild desires. People have become, mad due to their lust, right? So he considers that fire is equivalent to those wild desires and lust of human beings. In the second stanza, see what he says. But if it had to perish twice, perish means to end, to get destroyed, right? It here stands for the world. He says that if the world had to destroy twice, right? So I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. Suffice means when we say that something is sufficient, that would suffice means that would be sufficient, that would be enough, right? So he says that if to talk of the destruction of this world, in first stanza, I will repeat, he says that this world will be destroyed due to fire. In the second stanza, he changes his viewpoint a little bit. What he says that if this world has to be destroyed twice, right? If this world has to be destroyed 2 times, then Robert Frost thinks that he has seen enough hatred in the eyes of people. He has seen enough of jealousy in the minds of people, right? Which they hold for one another. Like people act like brothers. People act like siblings. They act like very best friends, close friends. They act like being in a family, right? But what the poet has observed? The poet has observed that all that is just imagination for most of the people. Everything is just a drama that they are holding in their life. He thinks that people have enough of hatred for one another. They are very much jealous of one another's positions, social positions that we may call, right? Social positions in this world. And he clearly thinks that this hatred, this ice, this cold attitude of the people is also sufficient if one wants to destroy this world. It means the world can also be destroyed by the ice, right? So, readers, be very conscious. The objective of the poet is not to tell us about the destruction of this planet. His idea is not to make the people aware about like how this world will be destroyed, how this world will come to an end. In fact, he wants to convey to the readers that people have enough of hatred for one another. People have, unnecessary desires. Their desires are like wildfires, jungle fire, right? So they have enough of hatred for one another in this world. They all want to become richer, right? As compared to others, they are always full of jealousy. So that's why he wants to reflect on the theme that he wants to ask the readers to do a deep thinking, to meditate on the point that why we are all why we are all mad with these desires, why our minds are filled with so much hatred, jealousy, and copying other people, right? So he here wants to convey the idea that the world will be destroyed by these two things. First, he favors fire, then he changes his view and say that ice is also not less. Suffice means sufficient. It means that is not less, right? So the title itself explains the value of the poem, the theme which it conveys, right? So I hope that's clear to all of you. Thank you.